Good morning, students and teachers. I'm Dr. Partlow, the 4-5 principal. I'm here with Mrs. Robin Ryan, the 2-3 principal, and we would like to take some time today for some special recognition and a special ceremony in honor of September 11th and all those who have died for their country. I'm sure many of you saw on television and have heard in the news many of the special celebrations around our country, celebrating patriotism, celebrating the freedom, celebrating everything that America believes in. So we wanted to take a special opportunity today to celebrate September 11th and recognize all of those who have died for their country. Some of the special guests that we have with us this morning: we have Lieutenant Colonel John Shaw from the United States Army Reserve to my left. Mr. Shaw is the father of several New Albany students, including one here in our building in grade 5, Ethan. He's here to share with us and present a very special flag. He is recently home after being deployed to Afghanistan, and he flew a flag in Afghanistan in honor of our school, that he is presenting this flag to us today. We also have our very own Lieutenant Colonel Rhonda Anderson. She is our 4-5 school counselor and also represents the United States Air Force Ohio Air National Guard. We have New Albany Police Officer Chris Daniels, a New Albany Police Color Guard, DARE officer, and former staff sergeant in the Army and Army National Guard. He works with all of our students in the DARE program and is here on staff in the building during that work. We also are privileged to have Chief John Hoovler and many members of the fire department with us today, and at this point we've asked Chief Hoovler if he would come say a few words.
Thank you, Doctor. Yesterday was a very special day when we remembered the 10th anniversary of 9/11. Probably a lot of you weren't born then, but it has a very special significance to most of the firefighters in this country. On that day, yesterday, by now it's 9:45, both the towers of the World Trade Centers had been struck by large airplanes. Both the towers were burning, and at 10:02 the North Tower started to collapse. When this happened, lots of American citizens and lots of firefighters from the city of New York, policemen and paramedics began to die in the collapse. We watched it on television, and it was very, very difficult to watch because we knew as those towers were coming down that our brothers were dying. But some good has come of that, and it's something that you all need to remember. Things like 9/11 have made us stronger. The enemy, the terrorists, thought that it would weaken us, but it hasn't. It's brought us closer together as a nation and gives us a lot of strength and creates a brotherhood where we know that nobody like the terrorists can touch us again. So just remember that. Some good comes of everything, even tragedy. So we take this time to remember those fallen firefighters. 343 firefighters died on that day when the towers collapsed.
Thank you, Chief Hoovler. At this time, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Shaw. Lieutenant Colonel Shaw has a distinguished history of serving with the Army National Guard. He returned in June from a year's deployment to Afghanistan. He is married to Melissa Shaw and is the proud father of 4 children, all of whom attend the New Albany schools. Annalie is in 10th grade, Justice in 8th grade, Ethan here in our 5th grade, and Kayla in grade 1. We asked Colonel Shaw to come here today because 9/11, as Chief Hoovler mentioned, was a day that many of our citizens died, many of our firefighters died, many police officers died in the service of our country. But we also have military personnel in all branches of the armed service who go and serve for our country every day. And many, many of those men and women have given their lives for our country as well. Many others are in service like Colonel Shaw, and it's because of their service to our country that we have the freedom we have today. Now Mr. Shaw is going to give us a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Partlow. Good morning to the New Albany students. Each one of you kids are, as I have Ethan out in the audience, you know, what's really important is how you live each day. It's the integrity that you show, it's the love that you show to your peers, to your teachers, to the school staff, to your parents. That's what we need to do to remember and honor all those that have come before you. So 9/11 is about remembering that tragic event, but it's more about how we live each day from that event. So with that, I'd like to present this flag. It was last flown in Kandahar Airfield. It represents 25,000 servicemen, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guardmen that were at this multinational base. 312 of my peers have fallen during the period of time, during the year that we were in the Garrison Command at Kandahar. It represents each one of those lives. It represents those families. I pray each time that you look at a flag, you remember the sacrifices, but that you live life well, with integrity and trust in your fellow man. With that, thank you, Dr. Partlow.
Boys and girls, staff, at this time we'd like you to quietly stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I will start you off, but I feel it's your voices that should be heard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
very proud to present our music teachers, Ms. Angles and Mrs. Cook, to lead us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets fled glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Everyone, thank you so much for being out here with us today to commemorate yesterday and every sacrifice that everyone has made. As quietly as you entered into this area, we'd like you to as quietly leave. Thank you so much.